and I'm muted as well, I'm sorry. As we are answering that poll, I would like to introduce to you Ibrahim Otieno, the Head of Environment and National Resources at the NMS, Nairobi Metropolitan Services. Welcome to this session. So happy to have you here.
Thank you for the introduction. Like I said, my name is Ibrahim Otieno, the Head of Environment and Natural Resources at Nairobi Metropolitan Services. My director was supposed to be doing some presentation on sustainable e-waste management standards practices within Nairobi metropolitan area, but because of other commitments elsewhere, she's not able to join us. So I'll just give a brief introduction of what NMS does, and then considering that we are actually a very new entity, so probably I'll give you a brief introduction of what NMS does. So NMS was actually created by a deed of transfer of functions that happened on 25th of February in 2020 between the national government and the county government of Nairobi. So this transferred some functions, and one of the functions that were transferred to the national government was environment, water, sanitation, and energy. So it is through this that now NMS is performing the functions of environmental management within the county, and some of the issues we are dealing with actually includes solid waste management, aspects of environmental management, general environmental management, and of course there is a link between waste management, the normal solid waste management, and the e-waste, and I think that is why it is key that probably NMS is part of this conversation, because at the final disposal we realized most Kenyans, we do not do normal waste separation. So you will find e-waste or electronic waste ending up at the final disposal, and therefore I think as a way forward there would be it would be important to have and that is why actually working with we started to work with WeCenter to find a way of reducing the waste electronic that end up at the final disposal. To this end, I'll just give you a brief what we are trying to do. So, of course, under the Constitution, under Article 42, gives every citizen of this country a right to clean and healthy environment. And so NMS performing the functions of environmental management on behalf of the county, therefore is obligated to ensure that we reduce or remove any activity or any material that would be deleterious to the environment. So for us, as considering we are very new entrant into environmental management, particularly for the county, what we've done is we've got into partnerships, and one of the people that we are currently actually closely working with is the WeCenter, because of course of their background and their having worked in waste electronic management for some time. And for us, we were developing material recovery facilities to ensure that we encourage waste segregation. And so far, NMS has actually built two. There's one in Kagundo Road and one in Mudhurwa Market. But it is during this discussion that we're having with WeWaste that we now have decided, because we want to do 17 of them, and each in every sub-county within the city. And it is during this discussion with the e-center that we've decided that within the 15 that we are yet to do, we want to do in this current financial year, is that we include an aspect of segregation for e-waste, so that within those material recovery facilities, there will be a place where if you separate your e-waste, there will be a place to, you can actually go and put your e-waste there. So it becomes easier for people to, or even the electronic waste recyclers, to get access to e-waste or waste that's already separated. So that is what we are doing. And I think it is actually in this regard that we also had a collaboration with WeCenter, and we are working towards, like I've mentioned, incorporating those points into the 15 remaining mature recovery facilities. Initially, the plan had not included, the initial plan had not included waste, the e-waste component in the mature recovery facilities, but it is during this deliberation and discussion that we realized it is important to have them, and therefore we are incorporating them in the few, the 15 that are left. We've also actually had a training to members of County Assembly and the staff in NMS environment particularly on e-waste. And this is in the long term to understand how can we then better manage e-waste within the city. And it is through these deliberations that we are also calling on upon other partners that are interested in e-waste, because that we can develop an e-waste policy for the city and borrow from the e-waste guidelines that we have nationally and domesticate them to fit within the jurisdiction of Nairobi Metropolitan Services. Otherwise, because I had not planned to do a very long presentation for this, I just request to stop there, and I look forward to have extensive collaborations, partnership, and wish all of the participants great deliberations this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. Thank you for NMS now, even though you're a new entity, but thank you for going head on with the solid waste issues and e-waste in particular. That is commendable, and I hope many more cities will do the same.